Hi everyone, it's Melizzle back after many weeks for another Sims build. So today I am working on kind of like a beach house on stilts. This is actually an idea by one of my students. For those who don't know, I teach 7th grade English. So I was hanging out with one of my students and just telling her about my channel, and she just had an idea for a beach house, and I was like, okay, let's do it. So just a little forewarning here. I had such a struggle with this build. It wasn't turning out the way that I wanted it to turn out. I actually ended up just like leaving it and for a couple weeks, and then I just came back to it yesterday and I'm just like, oh, let me just finish it. I was regretting the size of the lot that I built it on, and just some of the design I was just not happy with. So it won't be one of my proudest, but I think it had a couple of good moments, so I decided to just go ahead and use it. The point of my channel isn't to be the best builder anyway, it's just to be really getting out of my comfort zone as a builder in The Sims, just for my personal play. So with this beach house, the idea is that the indoor space would be quite small to inspire the family that is vacationing here to go outside. Uh, you can see my little beach area right there, my little creek. So maybe one day I will have a pack that has a beach on it. What expansion pack would that be? I actually did get another expansion pack just the other day. I believe I got Get to Work and Dine Out because they finally went out sale, I guess, like coinciding with the release of Get Famous, and then Seasons was just recently brought to console, which I play on. I play on the Xbox, so of course I always complain that my camera angles are very wonky because it's very awkward. So I don't know what I was really doing with the roof design. I was kind of like thinking of like something like Tahitian or something, like just something that just says beach, just outside nature, kind of like structure. But I didn't want to use the thatched roof. I will one day. I actually have a build in mind where I will get to use that cute thatched roof that comes with the base game, because you know the base game is my favorite pack. Um, so I would have rather have done like a wraparound deck here, just all the way around. Just didn't go for it though. My lot that I chose was kind of small, which I'm regretting the size on, but I think that since we don't really want them in the house anyway, it'll just have to do. So I am going for multiple, well, dual colors on the facade of the house. I am using that wooden paneling, and you'll see throughout the build I'm using a lot of light colors, just like to give like that airy, beachy, well, really Floridian feel. I love Florida, so I'm sure every single one of my builds has a little bit of Florida in it. And I'm using the bottom of the house to place like that just really nice blue, just to give it some contrast and maybe just add a little more interest to the outside of the house, because right now it is not really doing it. Like I said, I just really struggled with this one. I just kept going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I just deleted and redid so many times. As you can see, the house, the indoor space is very, very, very small, and in fact, it was smaller than I anticipated. But as the stairs do not adjust in size to what you need in The Sims, I really just had to rethink it. I believe I did this off camera. I ended up taking away the area in the front that I'd initially anticipated to use for seating, like just sitting out on the front porch. And I ended up just making the front end of the house like another square bigger, just to give them more living space, or more reasonably sized living space. So this build is going to end up having 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. All of the sleeping quarters and bathrooms will be upstairs. You're going to find that they are not even going to have a dining room on the inside. Like I said, we want this family to be outside, enjoying the beautiful, fresh oasis desert air on their little pretend creek beach. So with that dual coloring, I continued that with the windows. So the windows are actually, again, from the base game, and they have on the upper level of the house, I don't know, like the structure of the windows is blue and the outside is like that white. And then the windows that I'm going to place on the lower level where the blue paint is going to be the opposite. So I guess like inverted or whatever. So instead of having that blue detailing on the windows, it's going to be like that sandy brown to match the rest of the house. So I am building a little focal point right here. Now, this is definitely, I would say, the point in the house that I'm probably the happiest with. Even though we are at the beach, like I said, I love being here in Florida, and I just love when there's always like some greenery. Even at my own house, we've got like 8 palm trees, and we always have like orange trees, lemon trees, grapefruit trees, gardens. Just, I am used to seeing greenery outside. So I thought that it would be nice on the upper level to create like a little garden box where they could look out their windows and just see some greenery. Because you know how it gets in the desert. I mean, the beach. It's a desert. So I just place all kinds of different types of plants that just come, again, with the base game. And I initially kind of just placed like whatever tile or whatever there beneath the plants, but then I did remember that they do have tiles where you can like simulate the terrain paint, so I ended up tiling in there with the kind of like grass and flowers outdoor tile, so that the whole of that space is green. I love that window that I put there looking out. The stairs are actually right there, so when you're walking up the stairs, you can see out that beautiful window. I don't know what happened, but something happened where that window got deleted, so it actually didn't make it into the final build. I'm going to place it in myself if I decide to move a family into here, if I decide to bring this into my own game. I think it would be so cool if The Sims could have like a little beach house or like a little vacation home, like just owning more than one place. I guess the only way to do that would just be like split up your household and give everybody the always welcome trait, so that they can sleep, take a shower, cook, whatever house that they are in, whether they own it or not. So here I am creating that outdoor space. I just gave the family the little game table out there to, you know, just do board games or whatever, have a nice family time. Of course, I'm going to put a radio out there, and like I said, we are going to have the dining area out here. So the table that I went with, I still didn't want any of the furniture to be like cumbersome or just way down that light, airy feeling of the house. So I chose that table with the beautiful glass top, so that the space just feels not, you know, so cramped, because it is a tight space, but I don't want them to feel like it's tight. I just want them to feel the breeze. And I love that they added this ceiling fan. I think it is so cute. And my only critique is, why doesn't it have a light on it? Like, they should have definitely done a version of it that had a light, so that I, you know, wouldn't have to be trying to figure out how to put some lighting out where I want to have my ceiling fans. So we're moving into the indoor space now. the kitchen, another space that I struggled with. Like, as you can see, like I was saying before, I made this space bigger. It's only by one tile, but it's already so much better. I wanted the inside of the house to feel light, but I definitely misstepped with this tile that I'd chosen for the backsplash. I'm going to fix it to make it much more interesting. Just bear with me while I put in some cabinets. It was a real struggle for me putting in these freaking cabinets, and I don't know why I couldn't just like choose some cabinets. What it came down to was that backsplash. Like, just nothing looked good with it. Like, that backsplash just needs to be reserved for bathrooms or really nothing, because it's not cute. I don't know. I could have sworn I cut this out. I was having a hard time placing this cabinet because I guess the chairs on the tables that I placed outside were somehow like interfering with the wall. So I actually need to test this, and I had to move the table up, and I need to make sure the Sims can actually sit there. They probably cannot, so maybe this build is just for looking at. So I ended up deciding, because like the design just wasn't turning out the way I wanted to with the kitchen, to just give them an updated kitchen, just make it more of a modern style, so that even though the inside of the house is like small and not really so much anticipated for living space, it still can be like a retreat and a pretty enjoyable place to be in. So we're using the high-end appliances with the stainless steel and black accents. And then I want to say those are the Harbinger cabinets in the all white. And then I will contrast that pure white with a different wallpaper, which it's really just going to bring the kitchen to life. So I ended up using the half tiles a quite bit more than I normally would, but I'm very, very happy with it. Honestly, before like really like looking at videos and stuff, I didn't even know that you could change, like manually change which cabinets you were using or anything. So I was really glad to see that, because I love seeing like the exposed like flatware and everything. I think just looks really good. Like in this kitchen, I didn't use any of like the full tile cabinets, and I think they look really good. So here is the new backsplash. Like, isn't that just so much better? Like, literally just like a million times better than that, I don't know, dated, like, I don't know, pale blue and sandy. I don't know. It just was not working. So while it's not huge, I am going to go ahead and place an eat-in kitchen just for like two people. Like, if they are really not ready to go out and be in the beautiful sun. I mean, who wouldn't be? I guess people who burn easily, who can't spend 16 hours in the sun like I want them to. They can have this little eat-in kitchen here that is just gonna like further enhance the indoor space. So again, I went with the glass top table, which helps the space feel bigger and gives just more visibility just all around. So that just looks really good. I think I ended up using some base game chairs to go on the table, and you see how I'm like just fooling around with all of the options. I had a really hard time just making really any decisions with this build. Like, it was just really frustrating to me. Like, I'm not even gonna tell you how much time I cut out picking cabinets. It was a ridiculous amount. Whatever like this little light is that I got with, I want to say Get to Work or Dine Out, I love it. Can I put one of these trees in every house? Like, would you guys get tired of seeing that? I don't know. I am putting these knives on the wall in the kitchen. You guys might be getting tired of seeing that, because I definitely use that every single build that I do. I mean, if you don't have any knives, it's not really a kitchen, right? Mm. So, um, I know that I am supposed to be upping my clutter game, but I just use the same clutter over and over again. I like the knives in the block. I like the knives on the wall. I didn't use any bowls of fruit though, so maybe we are working towards something. And then that is the kitchen. I ended up putting this cute little vase in the corner in the red tint. I just thought that that was another good little contrast, gives a little dimension to the kitchen. And it ended up finishing up with the little coffee maker on the little eating kitchen. So my footage of me putting together this living room was completely ruined. I restarted my upload studio so many times it would not give me my footage. So I'll just tell you what's in there. I continued that teal blue sofa into the living room with like a geometric rug and a glass top. What do you call it? Coffee table to like I said, accent the rest of the house. And then oh, as you can see, I put in that outdoor tile for the green space, which just like looks really good. I do not know what happened to my windows, so I just put some temporary ones in. So like I said, there are gonna be two bathrooms. You can see them on opposite sides. They are the same size. The one that you're going to see me work on is the master suite, and I only filmed one of the bathrooms because they were, I mean, the bathrooms are not identical, but they ended up being like pretty similar, and who needs to see two of those anyway? Like, it's not even that deep. So I'm using that jetted tub, which is my favorite. I want one so bad. In fact, I was watching HGTV over the weekend, and I saw this house where they had a giant soaker tub like that, and it was sunken into the floor. Like, that's the level of bougie that I want to be. So, how do I get my tub into the floor? I need a contractor. If anybody has any suggestions in Florida, you need to let me know. But anyway, separate tub and shower is my jam. I put the tub shower in the guest bathroom, or I mean, I guess it's not really a guest bathroom. I did plan this like with the family with two children. So their bathroom has the tub shower, but they can't be too spoiled. They have to have something to work toward when they grow up. But the bathroom space is pretty small, but I believe it is functional for The Sims. And if I end up wanting to change it or like give some more space, I think I have two more tiles that I can use on either side of the house. I used up the complete like vertical space when doing the build, like with the stairs like I was talking about earlier. But the horizontal or the width of it, whatever, I still have some space to work with. So I'm gonna get some Sims in here, test it out, see if I need to change anything. So as you can see, I ended up I was originally going for like kind of like a traditional feel with the bathroom, but as you can see, like that tile, like look at it in the guest one, like it's really ugly. So I said that, gotta do it the modern way, just like we did downstairs with the kitchen. So after I set up the bathroom, I realized I was like, man, that shower was blocking that light coming in from the green area. And I also didn't have space to put a mirror above the sink. So that's why I ended up rearranging it. And then so that when they're taking a bath or going in or whatever, they can see that nice green space. And I guess into the other bathroom if they like. I don't really put up curtains like that, but maybe I should try. You know what? Everybody? Next video. Well, actually, I have two more videos that I've already filmed or whatever, but my third video from now, I'm going to put curtains up. And everybody is going to have to be proud of me. So just support me in my curtainless endeavors right now. I mean, my house has curtains in it, but like my real house. But I guess in The Sims, I feel like, do they even really care? They've never complained about anything ever being too bright. So I always keep doing these builds with the two kids of similar sizes and ages in the house. I imagine that the girls in this house are maybe around between 11 and 13. Um, I didn't give them a huge room because this isn't even their main house. Like, this is just like their little vacation spot. The family just needs some livable space, and then they're barely in here anyway. But you know how our teen girls are, or teens in general, they do not have time to be hanging out with the family every single second. They need their personal space. So I did add a couple of other things for them to do. You know, the Sims have smartphones now, so they already have their phone, which they will be texting their fake little boyfriends on, even though they are too young. Matter of fact, let me call their parents right now. No, 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 I'm not going to get my girls in trouble because I haven't even created them yet. So I just want to give them like a fun little room for them to go in. I don't even know if they decorated themselves or what. They like pink, they like purple, or maybe their parents just decided that that's what they should like. I don't know. So, but I gave them like a little tablet that they were not supposed to bring with them, but they snuck it into their bag anyway because they need have something to do. And then they will also have their little nail polishes and like a little radio just so they can have a fun time. Like, this is their own little escape when the board games have just become too much. My best friend, I used to go to her with her to her dad's house, and we used to play Risk. And it's this little strategy game where the point is that you're trying to take over the world, and you have your little army pieces, and he would always be the black pieces, and he would be on the map, and he would just overtake the board every time. There was no winning. So when things get stressful like that and you just cannot beat your friend's dad in a board game, you need to be able to go to your room. That thing? I don't know. So I gave them a little radio, and I used that little stack of CDs. I don't know if they would have CDs, but let's just like pretend that they do. Let's just pretend that the internet's kind of bad out here. They could afford the beach house, but not a huge one. So their internet's a little bit shoddy too. So that is our girls' room. I used that little end table, which is really cute. It matches their dresser, just to place their little radio on, and like they're just gonna be having a little party, little girls time. We'll just pretend that these girls like each other, even when they are fighting. Like, music brings everybody together. Like, it's the universal language, right? I'm just rambling, I guess. So I also stuck up posters over their room. Now, when I was 11, 12, 13, I literally had my room wall to wall in posters. I don't know, B2K, Insane, Christina, like TLC, just everybody, wall to wall. I gave them no breathing room. Like, if a fire would have caught in there, it would have been from me. So this is the master bedroom. There's this cool futon that came with city living, and I believe it's not very comfortable, but I mean, it looks good in there. And as you can see, people who play The Sims, there will be no room for the other sim to walk to the other side to get into the bed, but you know, we'll just pretend that this space works for them. I really do need to extend it, and I should have anticipated that, so I'll fix it post video for actual gameplay. But in this space, I just wanted to be calming. They get the nicer bathroom. I'm gonna put up some art, and you see how annoyed I am. I really like that lamp, and I wanted it to go in the middle of the dresser, and I wonder if I would have turned on half snap, that would have worked, but I do not believe it would have. So I gave up on it for a second, but there will be a lamp there shortly. So I still wanted to give the parents, like, they're still into this beachy feel. So I gave them like hues of like blues and greens in their bedroom. It's like a calming air. It's like when you go in there, you do not forget that you were privileged in your beach house. So the rug that I use from City Living, I really like this rug a lot. I kind of use it in some of my other gameplays because first of all, the variety that the rug comes with is great, but I just love like all like the kind of like tribal decorations that they have that come with it. I just think that they look really good. They look really like bohemian, and I don't know, I just feel like it really fits well in the space. But I mean, what do you guys think? Does it look more of like a younger person's aesthetic or not? I don't know. So I also feel some type of way that it's so beige in this room as far as like the walls go. When I was throwing up my wall colors, like I was just like, well, the beige that's in the living room and in the hallway, like I think that'll be fine like for the parents. But as I saw just like, you know, thinking about the space and like how much beachiness was going on, I felt like it definitely needed a contrast. So that is something that I'm going to address as well. So like I'm really trying to like decorate the space to bring in more color. I'm going to add a plant in and also a lamp, but I still felt that that wasn't good enough. So we're actually going to end up doing an accent wall. So I'm only gonna paint one of the walls another color. So and it's gonna come out real nice. So I went with another shade of blue to match the carpet that is on the floor. And I wish I would hurry up and get to it because what am I doing right now? What was I gonna do? Put a spice rack on their dresser? Like that would not be cute. Put that lamp up there, girl. Like I should have cut that out. Like I said, like this one was just such a struggle for me. Like, and another thing was that I completely forgot after taking a break that I had to rush myself in these builds because I only have so much time. And this one actually went up to the tippy top of my allotted time that I have, only like with 20 seconds to spare. So next time I will definitely be doing more of the faster builds since I can't really end up throwing in like a speed build, a proper speed build. So sorry about that. But there's our accent wall, which the game tried to mess me up on, but we fixed it. So this build is coming to an end, I guess. So here's the final tour, that fun kitchen with that living space. I guess I'll let them watch TV sometimes. As you can see, no sitting space on the front porch, the family area, the dining area, the game area, and we have like some family photos. So there's the girls' bathroom. Like I said, very similar, not the same, but similar. Girls' room, ready for their private time. Our parents' room next, with our accent wall looking much better. And the game does not want me to have any camera angles. That's messed up. So here are the floor plans. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it in some ways. We're going to keep getting better going forward. Please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.